Hey everybody, welcome to day 9 of the Dream Whiskies Advent Calendar promotion. Good to see you. So yesterday was Saturday evening that we broadcast, and I didn't expect too many people to turn up, and as it turned out, quite a lot of you turned up. It was a really busy broadcast. Today's one is, of course, Sunday afternoon, so I guess that many of you are going to be doing something family orientated and won't be here, but nevertheless, you can catch up later on. Who is here? Who have we got? Jeremiah is with us. Good to see you, Jeremiah. Jeremiah is one of our winners earlier on in our Advent Calendar promotion. I know he got his little prize, arrived in the last day or so. Lucy's with us as well, and Cheryl has also joined. So good to see you. Good to see you. So this is what we've got for you today. Today is another bonus entry opportunity for the main Highland Park competition. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a game. I'm going to make another cocktail for you, but this time you've got to keep your eye on what I'm doing, because you're going to use the information to enter a number onto the game site to get you 10 bonus entries into our main Highland Park competition. So keep an eye on that. Who else have we got with us? Lorraine's with us again. Great to see you. Bruce from Minnesota, USA. Hi, Bruce. Thank you for your message, by the way. I'll make sure I'm a little more clear about the ingredients that I'm using. And Alan is with us as well. And Keith, good to see you. No, down the pub having a beer and watching this as well. Good. That's what I like to hear. Now, before we get into the cocktail and before we get into the little game that we're going to play so that you can get some bonus entries for our main competition, I thought I would show you my favorite bar trick. This is a pretty cool one if you want to impress people across the bar as a bartender, which I used to do when I was younger, or in actual fact, if you want to try and win some money or some drinks off of your friends. So I'm probably asking for trouble here, trying to do it live and it potentially going wrong, but hey, let's have a go. What we've got here are 2 shot glasses. In one of them, I've got a shot of whiskey, and in the other one, I've got a liqueur. Now, I'm using Kahlua primarily so that you can see it, so that it's dark, but you can use really any liqueur for this. And the question is this: can you get one glass so that it is layered with half liqueur, with half whiskey sitting on top of it, and then what's left back in the other glass? But you've got to do that without using any other receptacle. So you can't use a third glass, you can't decant into something else, you can't use a jug, you've got to use just those 2 glasses. Can you do it? So this is the question, this is the trick. And if you I guess get your friends to bet you whether they can do it or not, you have the potential of getting them to buy around the drinks or whatever, or you can just impress people with this at Christmas. I'm going to show you how it's done. What we do is this. We work on the basis that these 2 ingredients have different specific gravities, or essentially different densities and weights. One is heavier than the other. The liqueur is heavier than the whiskey. So instead of pouring into other glasses and then trying to layer the cocktail, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take a business card. This is a Dream Whiskies business card, and I'm going to take the Dream Whiskies business card and I'm going to put it on top of the liqueur. Now let me get this into position so you guys can see what I'm doing. Can you see that? Is that good? Who's with us, by the way? Andrew from Q, and Sarah and Derek, is good to see you again, Derek. Menno, good to see you back. Shane, Jessica, and Mark as well. Good day. Right, so let's pick it up. I've taken the card and I've put it over the liqueur. I need to hold it on relatively tight because I don't really want to spill this. I'm going to flip it upside down, and then I'm going to put the glass on top of the whiskey glass. Now, the key here is to line up the glasses. And then what I'm going to do, by the way, just to be clear, these glasses have to be exactly the same size. You can't do it with different size glasses. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly slide out the business card until I leave a tiny gap. And it's enough of a gap to allow the liqueur in the glass above to start dropping through into the glass below. And you can probably start to see that on the screen now. It's slowly filling up from the bottom. So what it's doing is that's dropping to the bottom. It's pushing the whiskey, believe it or not, back up to the top. And gradually we will get to a point where we have this glass half and half, and in actual fact, we'll have the top glass also half and half. Now you should be able to see, I'm trying to check what you can see on your screen, but you should be able to see that the same thing is happening here. Now there are two ways of doing this. You can say layer one ingredient on top of the other, or can you get them to switch glasses? If I left this long enough, and we don't have time, which I said half and half, which is why I said half and half. If you left it long enough, eventually all the whiskey would end up in the top glass, and all the Kahlua or the liqueur would end up in the bottom glass. But how cool is that? That's the same, it's the same science essentially that we use to create layered cocktails like B52s and other cocktails similar to that. But this one is just about there. You can see that what we've got here is half and half in one glass. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. You could now take this off and say bet one, but I'm going to leave this to the side. I'm just going to move it over here, which hopefully won't distract you, but I'm just going to leave it there for the duration of this video, and we see if we can get them to completely swap sides as well. All right, so let's move on from that. Anybody else joined us? Who have we got here? Tiffany, afternoon. Stuart, good to see you as well. Bruce, cool trick. I think it's a cool trick as well. I know quite a lot of bar tricks, but this one has always been my favorite. Emma, hi, how you doing? Who else we got? Michael Watkin. I know, cool, right? I bet you can't wait to show people this trick. Joe, good to see you. Lisbon. Who else we got? Ross, and Cheryl's got some shades on. I guess that means you like this trick, and Hugh as well. Excellent. Right. Now for our little game. Now for our little giveaway. We are giving away today, as part of our Advent Calendar promotion, 10 additional bonus entries into our main Highland Park giveaway competition for this month. The way you're going to be able to get these bonus entries is to watch the cocktail that I'm about to make, and you've got to add up the total quantity of alcohol that I use in mil, the total quantity of the ingredients in milliliters. So I'll be telling you what those are. You've just got to add those up, and then you'll be able to go to our game page afterwards, enter that figure, and if you got it right, you will get 10 additional bonus entries for our main competition. So the cocktail that I'm going to make for you is one of the all-time classic whiskey-based cocktails. It's the Manhattan. It's actually a very simple drink to make, but it's a delicious drink, and often people sort of overlook it because it's a little bit old-fashioned. But I have to tell you this, in the last 5 years, it's become one of the top 10 cocktails served across the world, and actually one of the top 2 whiskey cocktails served across the world as well. So there's a big resurgence. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Look out for the ingredients. Make sure you write down exactly how much is going to go in there, because you've got to add it up and you're going to put that into our main competition. So here we go. First things first, I'm going to take my mixing glass, and I'm also going to take a martini glass, because that's what it's going to go in. I'm going to chill my martini glass by putting some ice in there and a tiny little bit of water to help the ice chill the glass. I'm just going to put that to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our whiskey. Of course, all our whiskey cocktails, or all our cocktails on Dream Whiskies, are whiskey based, which makes sense. Now, the Manhattan was originally a rye whiskey drink, but you can use bourbon, you can use Canadian whiskey, and you can use Tennessee whiskey. So I've got some Jack Daniels here. So I'm going to put 50 ml of the Jack Daniels into this drink. 50 ml. There we go. That's good. Now, next ingredient, and there's not too many ingredients in this, is sweet vermouth. So this is sweet vermouth. This is martini sweet vermouth. This is martini rosso. So when it comes to vermouth, what we say is that the sweet one, or the red one, we refer to as Italian, and the dry one, or the clear one, is the one that we call French. So this is Italian vermouth, or sweet vermouth. This is the martini brand, but you can use other brands of vermouth. And I'm going to put half as much as I did of the whiskey in there. So I'm going to put 25 ml in there. So let me just measure that out, and that's good. And there's 25 ml. Now, the only other ingredient that really goes into this drink is bitters, and traditionally we're talking about Angostura bitters, but I'm actually going to give you a little tweak or a twist on this, and I'm going to use a different flavor bitters, which goes absolutely beautifully with this drink. And I'm using these. Let me just put it up in front of the camera. These are plum bitters. They're really fruity, and I tell you what, in a Manhattan, they are spectacular. Easy to pick this up. Many stores sell it, but if you can't find it at your local store, just Google it. There's loads of online retailers who get this to you in 24 hours. So plum bitters, and I'm putting in 1, 2, 3 dashes, which equates to 3 ml, okay? For our competition, it equates to 3 ml. Now, the only other thing that I'm going to add now, which ordinarily I wouldn't add now, but I am going to, is a little bit of juice from a maraschino cherry. So the cherry that we're using here is the accepted garnish for a Manhattan. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze 1, 2, 3 drops out of that, and those 3 drops equate to 2 ml, okay? 2 ml that has gone into the drink. And I'm going to add that in there. So now I want to give it a stir. I'm going to put ice into my mixing glass. Here, I'm going to get my spoon, and I'm going to start to stir. Now, I've said this in previous videos and previous broadcasts, but the reason why we stir some cocktails and shake others is simply this, that when you shake a cocktail, you chill it really fast and you mix it really well, but wow, do you smash the ice around, which means you end up with quite a lot of water in the drink, which is what we want for those shaken cocktails. For other more delicate balanced cocktails like this Manhattan, we don't want too much water. So by stirring rather than shaking, we control the amount of water that's in there. So we've got a nice mix now. The temperature is good and the water dilution is just controlled. Let me just see if there's anybody else with us. Shane, Norman, Lucy, I think I've already mentioned you, Lucy, John Carr, Judith Lightfoot, good afternoon. Big thumbs up from Bruce, big muscly arms from Cheryl, thank you for that. Tim, good to see you. And Hugh, cheers to you. Now, I'm going to empty this glass. Remember, we don't want a glass full of water. I just put the ice and the water in there to chill the glass. And again, you can see it's helped the glass to start to frost and get nice and chilly. Next thing I'm going to do is going to take my strainer. I'm going to strain the Manhattan into this martini glass, and that is a thing of absolute beauty. Just going to pop this to the side. I'm going to take the cherry that we used to squeeze in a few drops and drop that in for our garnish. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our Manhattan finish. Let me give it a taste. So as a Manhattan, it's gorgeous. However, with the addition of plum bitters instead of the Angostura, it really is a lot more fruity and a lot more aromatic in a fruit sense than a standard Manhattan. So look, give it a go, knock yourself out. And if it's not plum bitters for you, but you want to use orange bitters or any other flavor, do it. Try it out. There's no rules. The only rules are try things out, and you might come up with stuff that people like me have never even discovered yet. So look, that's our drink. Hopefully you got the measurements which you can use to enter our competition and get your bonus entries. Before we're done, let's go back to our shots. And in actual fact, not only have we gone past the point of layering, but we've actually managed to make the whiskey and the liqueur switch glasses. So they completely switch glasses, which actually in itself, for a bet, can you make them switch glasses without using another glass? I think you can win a few drinks like that. Let me check. They still taste of whiskey. Perfect. No sense, no hint of the liqueur in there. A complete switch of the two. So that's it. We're done for Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell us how you get on with the Manhattan. We've put the link to our competition in the description. So go across there, get your bonus entries. It's not there immediately. I'm going to update the game page as soon as we finish this broadcast, so it should be there within 60 seconds to 2 minutes. Get your bonus entries and come back and see us tomorrow for day 10. Day 10 for Monday, we are going to broadcast at 3 p.m. in the afternoon UK time, so 3 p.m. So look forward to seeing you there. Have a great day, have a great Sunday, and good luck with the bonus entries. See you tomorrow.